Welcome to the HSBC Cape Town Sevens, the mother city, looking resplendent. The view from Signal Hill, and we go inside the Greenpoint Stadium here in Cape Town. Coming up to open the men's action here in Cape Town from Pool D, it's the 5th seeds Australia against the new core nation Ireland. And here they come out onto the Greenpoint Stadium alongside me for this one. Full New Zealand Sevens captain Carl Tanana. Ireland showed glimpses last week, KT, but Aussie Sevens got to be favourites here.
Oh, no doubt about that, Rupert. They had a pretty good tournament last week in Dubai. Probably fell off and then obviously losing in the quarterfinals. And Louis Holland, the captain, will lead them out. But I'm interested to see how Ireland really back up this weekend, back-to-back now a core nation. As you said, it's a very different ball game for them, but I'm sure they want to put a good foot in here in Cape Town.
Richard Kelly, the New Zealander, will take care of this one. He is the most experienced referee in World Rugby Sevens.
Someone you're kicking off over here.
Yeah, you mentioned Lewis Holland back as captain this week. Louis Holland replacing little Maurice Longbottom, who's got the week off. They're managing their workload, Australia, in Olympic countdown year, of course. Billy Dardis, his 3rd season as captain of this Ireland Sevens team, will get the men's draw underway in Cape Town. Australia 3 from 3 in pool play in Dubai last week, and then ran into Samoa in the quarterfinals, and then tournament came to an end. Ireland end up playing for the minor places after a difficult couple of opening days. There is Lewis Holland off to Simon Kennewell. Holland picks and goes from the base. Playing his 49th event, and bursting through here for Australia is Joe Pincus, and he will scoot under the uprights for Australia's opening score. Oh, perfection from Pincus.
What I really like here is what that man did right there. Just a pass and go. And a nice line run by Joe Pincus, but the timing of the pass was the secret. What a way to start.
Josh Coward keeps the kicking duties for the Aussie Sevens this week. Here's another look at the run-in. Joe Pincus out of the East's club in Sydney. Led the team for line breaks last week. Picked up where he left off. Coward sends it to the far side, and it's been well taken in the air, but a bit of
He's in the air.
Contact.
Yep, we are.
Jesse Parahy. As Jack Kelly runs away with it. There's Jordan Conroy. Scored 5 tries in one game last week against Scotland, but that wasn't the best pass from Conroy.
Geez, that was a nice tackle from the Australian captain Lewis Holland on Kelly, because Kelly was 3/4 of the way through that hole on the outside with his nice speed that he possesses. And this is on the repeat set, just dips at the last. Unfortunately, couldn't be taken by Lennox. So that's a let off for the Australians.
Fine.
Leading try scorer on the series, Jordan Conroy.
Set.
Australia set the scrum on the Ireland 5-metre line. They work the short side. That was a good burst from Simon Kennewell. Here's Parahy. He's got his captain Holland to his left. Used to seeing Lewis Holland have the tape round his head. It's Parahy this week as Kennewell again runs into contact. He needs 5 tries to break the 50 barrier. Holland on an arcing run. Good defence that time from Aaron O'Sullivan, and he's forced the error.
Yeah, he's dirty with himself too, Louis Holland. Just talking to his players on the outside, saying we need more options. You gave me nothing there. And the defence were able to disrupt their boys. Went into contact across the field.
Please. Hit and
Played
hold,
5
wait for the
times
ball.
these two in series history. Australia lead it 3-2.
Yeah,
They scored
right, yeah.
26 points, Australia, in the first half against Ireland last week. It ended up 45-21, but
Crouch.
Ireland will be hoping to
Bind.
keep in touch
Set.
1 week later here in Cape Town. Dardis feeds it. Terry Kennedy to Conroy. Jordan Conroy tries to get on the outside, but well up to it. Here's the rocket, Rod Davis. I tell you what, that's a fair fight for speed. Davis against Conroy. Kennedy to Conroy. Runs into a double tackle.
Ripped out, right goal.
Joe
Back
Pincus
play.
involved, and they've managed to snaffle at Australia. Coward. Hutchison. Hutchison offloads to Holland. And Ireland have possession back and the penalty.
Time.
High tackle is the call.
Yellow.
And it's a yellow card.
High tackle.
Hardly before Lewis Holland's tournament started. He's heading to the naughty chair.
Let's see it here. Ball is bounced and cop right round the chin. Just trying to disrupt the ball once again, but Louis Holland just getting his tech wrong.
Only Ed Jenkins has played more sevens events for Australia than Lewis Holland.
He really has grown into this captain's armband too, Louis Holland. Such an integral part of this Australian outfit. Led them to Olympic glory just a couple months ago.
Hold up.
Yeah, won
Just
the
make sure we're clearly
Oceania
inside the
Championship,
slide
that
here. Thank you.
qualifier
And you hold the space.
for Tokyo. Remember, the top 4 automatically qualified on the series last year for the Olympics, and everyone else went away to their regional qualifiers, and Australia have booked their spot. Flicked on by Kennedy, and a heavy tackle coming in from Rodney Davis, and here's Jordan Conroy.
Hi. Thank you. Play advantage.
Dardis, good attacking opportunity
Taking new advantage
for
offside.
Ireland. Here's Harry McNulty. He's played every event for Ireland since they brought their sevens program back in 2015, and here's Conroy in and away in the offload. Still alive for Ireland. It's Lennox,
Cover, Mike.
and they'll go back for the penalty.
We're playing some inspiring
Number.
rugby at the moment.
Offside.
Ireland.
What
Conroy,
number?
every time he gets the ball, he's a threat,
Number 8.
isn't he? But Australia are ready for it, and they go quick.
And here they come, Ireland, looking for their first score. Good chop tackle from Kennewell. Had to be made, but
Ball
Jack
out.
Kelly out of Dublin University is almost there, and they are there. It's Aaron O'Sullivan. He turns 20 on Sunday. Could be a happy birthday weekend for O'Sullivan.
Well, no doubt about it. You feel that they needed to get a score. They've been down here. They've been threatening. They take it quickly. Again, as you said, Rupert, great defence from Australia, but it's just unrelenting attack by Ireland. They go forward, the re-pick and go. The infringement anyway, but Ireland in the end just felt it was an air of inevitability for them getting over the try line.
Aaron O'Sullivan out of Blackrock and Leinster. Conversion attempt from Billy Dardis. Hits it true. We're all tied up, 7 each.
I mean, that was an important score too, Rupert, because Australia were down to 6 men after that try. The 2 minutes was up, so Australia now get their captain back in Louis Holland.
So it cost them 7 points as Dardis gets us back underway. Kicks to the far side. McNulty's there high, but he's knocked it forward. Advantage Australia here. Davis kicks ahead, and there's a late tackle on Rodney Davis, so we might have another card here. We will, and it's captain for captain.
Look 'em after the play. It's yellow card.
Yellow card. Dardis will sit down for 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, geez, is he committed there? It's a tough one to pull out of, I'll be honest with you. Billy Dardis, hard done by, you have to say. I thought it was like that at full speed. Tough call at a very tough period of time.
As you can see, top left, first half. We're in added seconds here already. This is the final play, but you can't end on a penalty.
Time
You
out.
kick straight to
Boys,
the
I
line
need
out.
someone
You
in
do
here.
get one more shot.
You must have someone inside
Lewis
the 5.
Holland in shot.
Time
Waiting
out.
at first receiver here of this line out. He's got Kennewell outside him as Coward takes it off the top to Holland. Tackle coming in from Lennox. They go the same way. Coward to Davis.
Not held.
A 1-15-a-side Test Wallaby back in 2011. Also won a Super Rugby title with the Reds that year. And here's Sean Mcmahon. Back in Aussie Sevens colours. There's the scoop offload to Hutchison. Kennewell keeping it alive for Coward. A lovely looping run. He could have got there himself, but he offloads to Henry Hutchison, who has number 77 in Rugby Sevens.
Well, I'm glad he got this score because he created the try. He was on the wing and he actually pulled out with his vision. You watch him here. They go over, cause confusion, the pass is given, but he jams it out right there. The defence is already committed, and then he comes around as an extra support player, picks his line. But that whole try was come about because of the great vision of Henry Hutchison.
And the conversion's good, so Australia lead Ireland at half-time by 14 points to 7.
All in, eyes in, eyes in. One Jesse here. Eyes in. Ready? 3, 2, 1. And then one more. So defensively very good. When we're down a man, we made it work hard for it, okay? Just discipline, of course, that's always the thing. And just looking at back, just pull yourselves back a little bit, okay? They're flying off the line, but it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean you've got to top the block. If they give you line speed, just take yourselves back a metre or two, okay? Yeah. Attack all the time with deep enough. Yeah. Deep on attack, and they put numbers into our run. So that's not, got it. You hit one and then you run away. So we're hitting short.
Okay, full of innovation, the game of Rugby Sevens, and how about this for something new? It's the drone delivery at the HSBC World Rugby Sevens match ball. Apparently this is 75 metres up. Carlton Arna, could you catch one of those?
I would be like that bloke who just missed the Rupert. You'd be like this kid. Oh, no doubt.
Especially if I was in a toga, KT. Julius Caesar, well done. Or was it Brutus? Shakespeare meets rugby in Cape Town.
Oh, look at that. We have Bruce's here with us as well. That is a beautiful kiss.
You're looking at Josh Coward, Aussie Sevens playmaker. Set up a good try for Henry Hutchison in the first half. 1 of 2 for the Aussie Sevens against Ireland. They lead it 14-7, but this is very different to what happened in Dubai a week ago, where Ireland conceded 26 points in their first half against Australia. Deep kick down to Harry McNulty. Didn't complete the tournament in Dubai. Copped a knock. Good to see him back. Little show and go from Jack Kelly.
Nah, come right back around first. You must come right back around. Put your hands
decision at the
right
breakdown.
Yeah, not coming right through the gate. I think it's a fair call here by Richie Kelly. Hutchison went straight across onto the player of Ireland, and Ireland can see just slowing it down. Remember, they've got their captain, Billy Dardis, off the field, so it's going to eat time off the clock. Great chop tackle initially from Hutchison, but he's jumped over rather than coming around through the gate.
Hugo Lennox made his series debut in London earlier this year.
Take
Of
off!
course, Ireland were not a coronation then. They went on to Hong Kong. They won the qualifying event, and here they are permanently in the big show. That's a lovely ball over the top from Kennedy to Conroy. Chance to stretch his legs, but Lewis Holland was up to the defensive duty. Try scorer O'Sullivan flings it across to McNulty. Loose pass, and you do not want to be making unforced errors in that part of the field.
No, only 15 odd metres away from your own try line. Wide pass, and it was a difficult one. It just dipped at the last from O'Sullivan in front of Dardis. He's going, what's doing, champ?
You know how you're on the back of him? Just make...
Aaron O'Sullivan, just his second tournament.
Bind!
Made his debut in Dubai last week, so
Set!
a lot of these players learning the trade here as Coward, who's been lively. Scoops it up to Kennewell. They use the
Hands
whip.
out,
Hutchison
feet.
at scrum half. Snaffles it clear. Well held onto by Joe Pincus. He picked up a try early in the first half. Canada again. Ireland defence working hard here. Opportunity on the far side. Here is Sean Mcmann, plays his rugby for Suntory in Japan these days. He's re-extended his contract with them, but he will continue this search for an Olympic spot with the Aussie Sevens, and this time the decision comes Ireland's way.
Jack Kelly, absolute brilliant tackle. Just chopped down Henry Hutchison, who had two support players to his right-hand side. Look at him there, right down in the legs, and what that does allows Lennox to go over and compete for the ball. Brilliant, D.
It's that timing, isn't it, of the two defenders, the chop tackler and the next man coming in. If you get it right, that's the result.
Oh, no doubt, especially in that position. You can see they've had to defend for a long time, and the discipline. Stephen Hall's spoken about it already at the half-time. They've got to keep their discipline, Australia. At the moment, they're not. Ireland still in this one.
Stephen Hall's assistant coach to Tim Walsh of this Aussie Sevens side. McNulty wins it, but Darda's back out there off the sin bin chair. Kennedy, whose father played 13 test matches for the Ireland 15-a-side team. Is that ball
Offside.
out? No, says the referee, so offside. Kennedy will go quickly to Dardas. Long pass into the shadows here to McNulty. McNulty had the opportunity to hand it off to Adam Lee, but holds on. O'Donnell to Dardas. Here's Kennedy again. Nice inside cut to keep it alive from that man Lennox, who won the penalty to get them in this position. And John O'Donnell, 13th man in Dubai, making an impact here as a first-choice player in Cape Town.
Off the back of some great defence in their own 22, this Irish team showing a lot of ticker. As you spoke about, and Dubai got absolutely hammered by this Australian outfit. Look at that decoy from Johnny O'Donnell, but right there, the lungs start to go, the technique goes backwards, the head goes up. Has a look on the big screen. How far is the chase? It's not close enough.
And this is the levelling score, and it's there. So 14 each, 2:30 to go in Pool D.
What a moment for him to be able to come on and make an impact and even up the score. 2.5 minutes left. Some great substitution by Anthony Eddy.
We're good to go.
Signa pressure play, there you go. 4 passes across the couple of phases. Just the one offload it required to create the space.
Come on.
So who's going to blink first? Ireland, right in this. Vastly improved performance from last week, and they'll have more possession here. A no-looker from Kennedy to Dardas, and Conroy trying to get in and away on Joe Pincus. Well defended from Pincus. But Dardas, the captain, stands up. Gerald Skelton. Oh, Skelton was in quicksand there as Dardas showed us his footwork.
But it was the old boy, Harry McNulty, at the kickoff, whacking that ball back to his team's side, and they pounced quickly, spread the ball.
So an important conversion for Billy Dardas to take Ireland 7 clear of Australia. Makes good contact, and he nails it.
And we know, Rupert, how good this bloke is on the conversion. Has won games for his country. Look at this restart. Harry McNulty just chases hard, taps that back against the lifting pod. They spread it quickly to this guy, Billy Boy.
A captain's knock from Billy Dardas. Mark Roach takes over the restart duties. He sends it very high as well, and Henry Hutchison is lifted up towards the Cape Town sky and brings it down for Australia. We're inside the final minutes here. There's a high tackle call, so Australia will get some easy meters here. Can they respond? Josh Turner. Good run over the halfway line from Josh Turner. It's been hacked ahead. An opportunity for Australia. The bounce of the ball will go their way. It's Joe Pincus who rides his luck. Jordan Conroy gets no luck. And Australia are back within 2.
How good has this battle been on the edge, though, between Pincus and Jordan Conroy? It was a nice pass to release him right there. The tap goes, but look at this competition, shoulder to shoulder. They connect, it pops out beautifully. Now it's to the conversion.
Yeah. Come on.
Conversion attempt.
They're good to go.
Gets there. So it is 21 each here. This is the final play. McNulty brings it down for Ireland. Levy. Spot tackle coming in on Kennedy. And Ireland will send it across field. The loose pass goes over the sideline.
It might be a penalty for a lifting tackle here. Is it? I think the assistant referee's come in, Roops.
Let's have a listen in. Referee Richard Kelly.
Yeah, is this tackle here?
Yeah, goal
okay.
number 5, late, and he lifted him and did not bring him back safely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your recommendation on that then?
5 yellow card.
Yellow card for 5 goal. Who's number 5?
So it's Lockie Miller, the man being
Lifted him
brought
up, never brought
forward.
him down safely, so it's going to be a yellow card.
So Australia's second yellow card of the match, and it's handed Ireland a chance to find the win.
Yeah, he said it was that action right there, not bringing him down safely, slammed him. Do they go to the sideline and back that line out? I think they are.
Ireland last beat Australia back at the Paris Sevens early this year. That was a Challenge Cup semi-final, as we used to call it. Are they en route to another win here? 7 on 6.
Aussie need to compete at this throw-in and put the pressure on Roach.
Roach to McNulty, they win it. Ireland come away.
It's off the top play.
O'Shea. Kennedy, he's got Conroy with him, but Terry Kennedy will put the hammer down and win it for Ireland.
Good, boys.
They have the one-player advantage, but that's how you nail it off the set piece. And rest assured, folks, that is a major upset in the opener in the men's draw here in Cape Town.
And you can't tell me this means something to this Irish team. Showing a lot of heart in this game. Anthony Eddie has to be proud of his unit. They started off the game conceding points. They fought all the way through. The conversion doesn't really matter. They will get the win, but it came through a lot of heart shown by his team.
Ireland have pulled off a big win against Australia here, and that man Terry Kennedy has come up with the goods. They have upset their more fancied opponents, the Aussie Sevens, by 26 points to 21. A late yellow card to Australia, and Ireland capitalise. Kennedy kills off the Aussies.
Cape Town, South Africa welcomes you, welcomes the world to the HSBC Cape Town Sevens. It's day 1 of 3 in the mother city, and it's England, bronze medalist in Dubai against Scotland. They've played 48 times. England have won 34, Scotland 14. And here come the captains out for the first time. Speaking of captains, I'm Dallin Stanford and alongside former England Sevens captain Rob Vickerman. Well, England were superb last week.
They did really well. They've had a tough pre-season, Dallin. They were at times down to just 4 players training. For them to come into the desert last week and get a bronze medal really was outstanding. Similar faces you can see, fresh face, big smiles on their faces as well. England well up for this against their neighbours Scotland. For anyone in the UK watching, I'm sure this is a welcome respite to watch sport rather than politics. But this is going to be an absolute classic, almost a preceding moment. The GB connotations, well versed in this one, a trial for these two teams, and there are always sparks when they play.
A big one indeed. Ollie Lindsay-Haig looks on. We just wait for our referee. It is James Dolman from New Zealand. England ranked 3rd, Scotland 14. It doesn't matter in the game of sevens. Some big news, Rob Mcmann out of the England camp as well, the coaching group. I'm going to leave that up to you, sir.
Yeah, just have to caveat with the word allegedly, but a lot of rumours coming around about Simon Amor perhaps being Eddie Jones's wingman attack coach. And how about that, the game of sevens, developing coaches as well as players, outstanding. If it is true, which indeed we don't know, it's speculative, but that man is going to have the camera on his face a whole lot more.
Simon Amor, legend on the field, a legend off it. His side, England, are ready to go. The 21st time the event has been held in South Africa. 5 different venues. We've been in Stellenbosch, Durban, George, Port Elizabeth, and now my hometown, Cape Town. Capacity crowd of 50,000. First time we have a 3-day tournament, women combined as well.
Referee's looking fresh. Your belt's fine, sir. Let's crack on.
And here we are, Scotland kicking off from right to left, in wide England to receive this. But bobbly ball there, and Robbie Ferguson gets an early touch.
Lost forward. Initial contest is fine, but then just lost. No, I'll do that.
This man's going to impact. Dan Norton. It's his 11th year on the HSBC World Series. Incredible. They know how threatening he is. The Scottish team specifically, he is way ahead. All-time tries, 3-4-3.
Fine.
Scotland, where their coach Kieran Beattie, the 33-year-old, looking on. They pick around the base. Massive collision. Advantage they have. Tom Brown gets it away.
Advantage over.
Low, drifts on the outside. And there's the contact they're looking for.
Tackle!
Femi Sofaloren represented England sevens in recent times, but he was under the age of 20. Moved across to Scotland. What do you say about that, Rob Mcmann? We'll come back in a second as Ferguson, the captain, was excellent last week. Coombs into the 22. Getting all over that was Phil Burgess, the England sevens captain. Turns it around, and getting in there as well is Dan Bibby. 50 events last week, and they've got the steal.
Oh, Dan Bibby's up for this one. And the man in this English team closest to Scotland from the northwest. And he is putting his shoulders in, making statements.
Yeah.
This kick just goes out.
Any time for him to get involved in a contact, he'll have it, usually on street corners where he lives, but now on the rugby pitch.
Hold.
Lindsay Haig loops around. Bibby, early ball to, oh, big hand there. Glover goes himself.
Mate,
can we just check the size of this rugby ball? Harry Glover treats it like a size 3.
I'll find the mark. Here. So back 10 from here. Offside from the line out.
Outrageous couple of dummies there from Harry Glover. Got to go to the mark. So Ollie Lindsay Haig, 29 years young, switches with Bibby. Glover again, cuts back in. This time he spills that size 3 ball. Sits up though for Brown.
Advantage over.
Tom Brown trying to shift out the contact there as Lowe loops around. Gavin Lowe finally brought down.
Good man.
Scotland. Just outside their 22. Ferguson thrown down there by Bowen. Looking for their speedster, Max McFarlane. Loops around again. Little skip step from McFarlane. The fan, McFarlane's so good! He's been chased by Norton. This is a race you want to watch. Oh, Norton still has it. Penalty though to Scotland. Oh, and into the pocket they go. Disastrous for England.
Oh, what a shame. Norton showing pace faster than Brian Abana. The way he trotted back there, incredible scenes.
Scotland Captain, he's in. Robbie Ferguson. First blood, Scotland.
Well, Norton doing all the hard work, but took the sin bin in. And then Ferguson, too much composure. This is what he's been penalised for, over the shoulder. Can't do that, the seatbelt tackle as you call it. Imagine that in your car. That'd keep you in your seat, wouldn't it? And then Lowe taps it, hits it to Ferguson. Could have passed it, didn't want to. But nothing Glover could do to stop it. Rides the tackle of Burgess, puts it down with his right paw. That is first blood on the boards for Scotland.
And very importantly as well, the flags go up. It's a man in the bin for 2, and not just any man. Dan Norton probably counts for 2 or 3 players himself.
You just lose that potency off the pitch. Never easy with 6 men, even harder when your fastest man is on the naughty step for 2 minutes.
Well, we saw Samoa earlier getting a double yellow, so they're down to 5. They end up losing to Kenya. Ireland also upset earlier today, beat Australia 26-21. So it's all happening on day 1 here at the HSBC Cape Town Sevens, as Lindsay Haig flicks it away. Looking to try get it on the outside. Lindsay Haig, Ollie Lindsay Haig. Tremendous stride from Lindsay Haig. Low brings him down. The ball is still in field. Coombs dives on this one. Scotland. Sofaloren come over this. They save a certain try. Pecura's on the field. England come flying up. Burgess, the captain, brings his shoulder in. And Sam Pecura, who's on the field, gives it to McFarlane. Can't get on the outside this time. Glover, that long reach of his. Inspector Gadget. Scotland. Here they go. Ferguson, great little step and offload. Sofaloren pops it up. Scottish jerseys to the left-hand side. Coombs hit as he passed this one. Gavin Lowe can't get through. Burgess is all over him. In fact, it's Bowen. Seems like England have 8 players. They actually only have 6. As Ferguson gets
turnover's good.
This ball stolen here. Glover all over it. England. Superb skill. Ben Harris involved there as well as the captain. Burgess. The kick. Burgess. Where's everyone, he says. Finally, Harris comes in to collect. Some tired bodies out there. Still alive. Lindsay Haig. As Glover. Glover comes back to the near side. Long passage of play here for England, but they've done it. No, they haven't done it. Ben Harris, the 20-year-old. Not sure what happened there.
Oh, what an absolute shocker. He's done everything right, puts it in hand, tries to click his fingers. He's got the ball in his hand. Off he goes, he's walking in.
A man down here, 6 blue.
People and coaches around the world watching this, giving the old head shake. Keep the ball in 2 hands, young man.
Well, he was looking at Harry Glover a little bit earlier. Couldn't quite do the same.
Not surprised his hand was sweaty. That was almost a 2-minute phase of play. So much so Norton's back on the pitch. Exhausting stuff from England and Scotland, both emptying the tanks. And England doing so previously with just 6 men. The fitness levels of these players is something to behold.
Crouch.
Don't forget they had the long journey after all those games in the desert from Dubai to Cape Town. And here they are under the roof in the party capital of South Africa. Scotland. 7 players against 7 as Lowe takes into the contact. Scotland lead 7-0. 30 seconds in the first half. England desperate to turn this over. Burgess and Burby working in tandem, but it's not there. So for Lawrence on the outside, if they get the ball to him. Good little breakout there from Harvey Elms. But Glover is over this again.
Holding.
Oh, you really have to compliment England's defence. Big tackles, huge contacts, and there's really smart decisions over the ball to try and steal it. As Glover getting that clawback tackle, but look how quick he gets back on his feet. That's the crux of it. And get that frame over a ball going to be very difficult to get. It's a great steal for Harry Glover. 13 tackles just against 3 from Scotland.
Glover is all arms, and here he comes. He gets missed this time. Little jump step there from Tom Emery. Looking to make amends on that far side is big Ben Harris, and spinning around is Emery again. England have possession. Doesn't matter about the time right now. Bibby. 2 players coming to bring him down. England. Bowen drifts across field. Bowen creating a bit of havoc. Gets the ball to Burgess, the captain. Nice little flick ball there. It's down the man. Norton. Elms, Norton. Sofaloren tries to get him. So does Elms. Dan Norton. He's never been late for a meeting in his life.
I'm not sure about his tardiness, Dallin. I'd tell you firsthand it's not great, but when he is on this rugby pitch, there are few better on the planet than Dan Norton. There is absolutely nothing on here. Gives a step inside of Elms. Right foot Sofaloren can do nothing about it. Two more in the wake. This party started. Dan Norton has brought his drums.
Try 3-4-4 for the great Dan Norton. From Sinbin to the try zone. Dan Bibby puts it to the side, but England are on the board. It's half time. Scotland with a slender 2-point lead against the English.
Fellas, come over. Keep going on the depth. And then let's just keep holding some of those up front. You'll get that right on this side. Right, towel.
Now you're looking what's happened once we slightly slow that down. Exactly as Femi says, in defence. We have one guy being effective in that pit stop. Okay, stay connected, work hard. In attack, keep with the positive carry. Just because you're a bit tired, when you get an opportunity to shut down, let's do that.
Just on the breakdown, boys. We're getting to the breakdown. We're just doing it just on the outside. So get your heads up. Have a look.
Right, here we go. On me. Effort. Let's make some memories here, okay? 2, 3, memories. Yes, please.
Matches coming up here at the Cape Town Stadium. Argentina v Canada. New Zealand then will play Wales. One match each for these sides on day one, and United States against Fiji in that crazy pool, which also features South Africa and Japan. It's the HSBC Cape Town Sevens, and it's England that trail Scotland 7 points to 5. Scotland full value in the first half as Bakure takes possession. The referee James Dolman from New Zealand for this one. I'm Dallin Stanford, joined alongside by former England Sevens captain Rob Vickerman. He's certainly not smiling as Vickers, but it's Ross McCann for Scotland. They come to Sofaloren against Norton. An intriguing matchup. Sofaloren powers through. Norton brings him down. Coombs at first receiver. Jump step there from Ferguson. Coombs has lost it. Early chance here for England. And keys for them in the second half, because...
Well, you mentioned about Sofaloren, intriguing. The Scottish number 8 playing his trade against Norton, who we probably grew up watching.
Make sure you follow the action. You get all our handles there. World Rugby Sevens, and of course use the number 7s when you're on Insta and the Twitter account there. Make sure you follow all the commentators as well. Just check out the stuff there. We've got Sean Maloney and Carl Tanano producing some brilliant content online. And make sure you get the app as well. HSBC Sevens app online as England. See if they can come back from this deficit. They pick around the corner. Emery in open space. Tom Emery. He's running wild here in Africa. That's England's lead.
Been so impressed with Tom Emery. Was going really well at Northampton, so he played the Premiership Sevens a fair bit. He's got this real bit of patience and time in how he runs. Spots the open side, gives it the little hitch kick. Emery's flying. He's almost got a similar gait as Tom Mitchell, wearing the same number as the England captain, who is not here in rehabilitation, but he will be watching on for sure, thinking the boys got it. Lovely score from Tom Emery.
21 years old. England up 10 points to 7. Played 6 matches last week, did the English. They finished 3rd. They beat Samoa 1917. They lost in the semi-finals against New Zealand 1912. Scotland winless. Had some close encounters as they flick it over the top. This one, how does it sit up? Sits up superbly! Ollie Lindsay-Haig just come back on the field. Thank you very much.
And it's all about the restart. Emery trying to get it high enough for Ellery to compete. It's a bit of a mess on the inside, and then a little bit of panic from Lowe. Throws on the inside, and Lindsay-Haig is not hanging about. He parts the seas, takes the ball, gets the fend out, and flies over for the English.
Stunning second half here from the English side. And that man, Ollie Lindsay-Haig, may have a funny running technique, but he can score 69 tries. As the crowd finish their Friday work week and end up here at the Cape Town Stadium. Penalty to Scotland. Ferguson. Good little step in midfield as they look to go with McCain. McCain! Ross McCain! An absolute wildy, if he will, from McCain.
Absolute Route 1, wasn't it? The King's Road all the way through England. One step, one fend. Emery can't stop him. And off McCain goes all the way home.
Instrumental in the Melrose double winning season. Ross McCann. 17-12 the score. 3 minutes to go. Knocked back by Pecure. Does well. The try scorer goes in to collect that. Looking to help out is Ali Miller. He's the new man in as well. In fact, 17-14 a score. We got confirmation that it's only 3 points the difference. Elms tries to go through there. Harvey Elms. He's the social media influencer. Finally gave me a follow this week. Scotland. Gavin Lowe, and now Elms comes around the outside. McCann just short of the 22. Pecure. He was sublime last week against the Irish. They just lost out. And now he collects it. Here he goes. Pecure! Norton chases him. Pecure! Oh, he's running in fast forward. He's just beaten down Norton. Put that on social media, Harvey Elms.
Oh, what a finish for Pecure. Absolutely nothing strange about that one. He starts it all off from the base and then tracks Lowe. Lovely speculative pass from Gavin Lowe. Kicks out of it, and then look at him go. Out sprinting one of the best to score it. And that's pivotal. Gets them in the lead. Approaching just 1 minute 30 in this game left. The Scottish are well and truly in it. All down to this man Pecure.
Scotland with that signature pressure play. And speak of pressure, that was absolutely brilliant from Pecure. 21-17 the score. A minute to go for England with Norton. Dan Norton gets the fend working, but no gap. There's Glover, though, goes back in. Glover! Here he goes! Glover for the line! Oh, Prince Harry, he's in! And it's England that are back in this.
And it was his work at the restart that maintained possession for the English. Number 12, happy in his own world because his arm's about 8 foot long, gets the left hand to it and then stays on the inside of Norton. Norton bounces around, gets the space and then just backs himself. Off Harry goes. There's a long old way in, but look at the anguish on the Scottish faces as they know they cannot stop him. Partly because he can reach the ball down from 22 metres out. That is a great riposte for Harry Glover.
Bibby. Under 10 seconds to go. It's England that score late. They lead the Scottish 24-21.
Wait for him to get off.
Into the last play now. You've got to think Scotland need to get the ball back.
Time's on.
And they need to score. 3 points behind. A try worth 5 will do it. This is so important now.
England go deep, which means possession. One chance for Scotland. Sofaloren. Femi Sofaloren. Oh, he gets the ball stripped. Illegally, though. It was high.
Well, I think Glover was fine in how he ripped it, but the tackler joining him was a little bit high. Again, you got time. They can take the line out if they wish, but they're cracking on.
Ferguson with Scotland. What an exciting opening few games you've had here at the Cape Town Stadium. They go on the outside. Doogie Fife. Lindsay Haig has him. The crowd on the edge of their seats. Ferguson here with Scotland. Miller. Ali Miller tries to get the offload.
They've got back.
It stays here. Mcmann. Scotland on the outside. Sofaloren. He's over. Is this a try?
I'm happy with the grounding. Players never in touch.
Femi Sofaloren has left England. He's joined Scotland, and that's what he'll do to you. Get it done, he says.
Oh, that is absolutely monumental. You dream about moments like this. Ex-Englishman, now playing for Scotland, has just broken the hearts in the dying stages. The importance was huge. What a pressure play. Sofaloren rings through the master, and the apprentice has just put a massive spear in the heart of the English. That is huge. Another huge moment. And look at what it means to the Scots.
It's sheer delight under Table Mountain in South Africa. Scotland. They've beaten England in dramatic fashion. 26 points to 24.
Ladies and gentlemen, so much entertainment to come today in the HSBC Cape Town 7.
An historic victory here for the Scottish side. Vickers, wow, back and forth affair.
Oh, incredible. You can see how the game panned out, but it was all about that commitment at the end, the pressure play at the end, securing the ball back, and how about that Sofaloren writing his name in the history for Scotland.
Well, speaking of history, let's go down field side to Hugh Cahill. Dramatic stuff.
Yeah, thank you, Donald. I'm here with Femi. Femi, you could not have written a script bigger than that to score against your old team. Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great feeling. It's a great game out there. It came right down to the last play, and to get the try is pretty special. But yeah, once again, it's a great game. Yeah.
You know, as an athlete, you obviously saw you were drawn with England in the pool. Did you go to see one thing? I wonder if I could get the winning try. That'd be just incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely was thinking about it, but for it to actually come true, and I'm not normally a 40-minute man, but I made it through the 14 to get the last try was, yeah, it's amazing.
And how are you settling in with the squad overall? Are you enjoying your time with Scotland? How are you settling in with Scotland overall? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, great group of lads, you know, based up north, and training with the boys, they welcomed me right in, and normally Scots aren't too fond of Englishmen, but yeah, it was great. They will love me.
Okay, well look, go and enjoy it. Massive smile, deserve every bit. Thanks so much. Cheers.
Thank you very much.